So you said you're going to take it on the road to go begin testing. Now, I remember you telling me excitedly that you were going to participate in an event. Have you formally acknowledged that, or is it something that you're still in the wings about?
Participate what? Sorry?
At an upcoming event next year.
Oh, Burning Man.
Sure. No joke, people.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that. How you got involved with them and where it went.
Well, my daughter Amber, who is working with me on this project, went to Burning Man for the first time a year ago, and she came back just on fire. And she said, "Dad, we've got to get a grant to have you take your prism there." And so we worked really hard, and we got approved for a major grant, but had to turn it down because I had a shoulder injury in between, and so I couldn't produce the full installation. So we turned it down. We're going to try again next year.
I actually think that in many ways that was again universal energy, because I don't think that you would have had the best of opportunities last year or this past season just due to
no
shit show. So,
no, but it's amazing when people see that color band, even through the small prisms I had, it draws people like a magnet. But our body, I mean, it's in our DNA, color and rainbows and stuff. Our DNA communicates with scalar waves, electromagnetism, and light. That's how it communicates.
Yeah, and light's a very interesting one. It's both a wave and a particle, so it has very, very powerful.
Yeah, well, and the energetic part of that for me and my project is that if you ask any physicist, they'll tell you that the sunlight is made up of two elements. One is just the physical frequency of the light, just the color itself, physical color. But it also travels with the electromagnetic frequency of the color. And those two items are separate but inseparable in the light. And so that electromagnetism, the dodecahedron will take that in, plus it will be shining on the person. So it will have a combination effect, and then our bodies will react to the piezoelectricity of the color through the electromagnetic frequency. But the physical color itself only goes a few nanometers into our skin, but just the color itself through that and visually has tremendous healing effects without it. But I don't know any other color therapist that I have ever met or heard of that uses sunlight for their work. Everybody uses incandescent bulbs or LEDs or gels or something. And so to me, they're missing the most important part, because with the electromagnetism, our bones are piezoelectric, our muscles are piezoelectric. And so they will our whole body will resonate from the outside in and the inside out, both at the same time.
That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, I know of color healing through Pauline. She was doing a lot of different treatments after getting the cancer diagnosis, and that was one of them was different lights that would flash when she was meditating on her PMF mat. Mm-hmm. And she would come back with be in a really wonderful mood and a happy place, even though she was deeply suffering inside.
Yeah.
So there's some truth to that, and that again is like the difference between growing cannabis outdoors versus growing cannabis under lights. There definitely is a difference, and
it
haven't really been quantified yet, but I'm sure that as things progress, that sooner or later somebody's going to test a cultivar side by side and really try to define.
That's one of the many things that I want to get vetted out with the science when I get testing done.
Yeah, and what was interesting, a couple years back, I read an article about the fact that far red from the sun can actually penetrate up to 8 feet, I think it was, maybe it's 10 feet into the soil. And that was something that was not considered possible because of the matrix of soil itself is, denies light penetration. So I can only imagine how powerful that combination of the unit itself, and then you add that sunlit prism rainbow on you as well, the dodecahedron. So what a unique combination. Now, I have to ask, how did you link those two together, or were they always in the back of your head as two key components?
No, it's just it was a gift. It came to me through the process of working on the project, and so that's the nature of creative process. You get in the flow, and things come.
Yep. As a creative mind, I totally get that. It's like even if you're not a great surfer, you climb on this board, and if everything is clicking, you just react or respond, not react, respond to the environment, and
Yeah,
all these wonderful things come to fruition.
yeah. And the color band is really interesting because you're breaking the light down into its visible component parts. And that picture of me holding that round color band really changed my life because it was, for the first time, it gave me a visual image of what I am trying to do. And also, it taught me numerous things about the light. And one of them that was the biggest thing was that I kept looking at that picture and I couldn't figure out what it was. It just was off somehow in my head. And I finally figured it out. And that is that when I looked at the color band, you could see the outline of my thumb and different things, but there were no shadows, just the absence of color.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that, that totally amazed me.
So how is that even possible that you're not going to get any shadow in the surrounding part of it?
It's just all I could figure out is when you break the light down to its basic elements, then those basic elements have different qualities than the totality of the entire white light spectrum.
So back,
Together.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said just all that stuff together has a different effect than the individual parts. As Buckminster Fuller said, the sum of the parts is greater than the total is greater than the sum of the parts. I'm sorry, I had it
Yep,
backwards.
correct. Oh boy, I mean,